fill me, Lord, in a way that will allow me to be used as a tool for you to spread everything that you're looking to spread, however it is that you want me to share your love today, Lord. Be with us. Be with me and the folks listening, and anybody who watches on the video later, anybody who is touched in any way by what I'm about to say, what I'm about to do, whatever it is that you're going to inspire me to do. Make sure it reaches those who it needs to reach, and that we can share in your love together. Now we're going to get back to the music. Let's see. We've got Toby Mac. We got Rend Collective, Stephen Curtis Chapman, Jimmy Martin from 1971. But first, Margaret Becker coming right up here on God'sLoveLive.com. Now I'll say good morning to the folks on the video. Good morning. Oh, I got a itch in my back. How's it going, folks? Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're enjoying the music. No, you're not. There's no music on here, Chuckles. Oh, that's right. Apparently the recording started right mid-prayer. I at one point opened my eyes and I could see that it started. Sorry, I intended on doing a little intro. And maybe I'll cut all that out when I edit. But you're here on God's Love Live this morning, whether it's on our YouTube channel or one of our other outlets. I was just telling our radio listeners just a few minutes ago that we are starting our day, and that I had intended, and this is kind of messed up, last night I decided that I was going to go ahead and take the day off. Well, not the day, but the morning. I was like, you know what? Tomorrow morning I will not record, not do my show live. I won't do my 6 o'clock in the AM stuff. Because my wife and I were up late. I mean, not late like when we were in our 20s, late like, now that I'm 50. We didn't go to bed till about midnight. Midnight's late when you're this age, I guess. But we decided to, we watched a show or two, a couple of hours of a show that we like. And we we went to bed around midnight, like I said, late for us at that particular time. And I decided I wasn't gonna do the show this morning. I was like, well, I'll just go on at noon. And the people that listen to me, they love me. They'll understand, right? And about, I don't know, a little bit less than an hour ago, God decided that was not a thing. It is almost 6:30. I've got another break to do here in a minute. I'm going to record this video around my radio breaks. I've been thinking for a while that I might do this, but I hadn't done it because I wasn't sure just how it would work out. Because you can't hear the music, and you're going to hear me do a break in a minute. But you can't hear the actual music. So I was like, well, I thought about pausing it during this time, because you're going to see that things are a little different than they appear on the radio, because the radio show I'm doing just a short while ahead of where it's at. I'm about to record the second break, which isn't going to happen for about 10 minutes. But I record about 10 minutes ahead of where I'm at. I sometimes do live, but it's very complicated to do live because the music runs from a computer elsewhere. So unless I'm in the actual office, which is not the case this morning, I'm in the kitchen at our house in Woodland. sipping coffee, and we're waiting. We got some friends coming over today. Well, we're not waiting, or nobody else is up yet, but I'm going to edit this a little bit later and cut out, maybe cut out some superfluous stuff. Maybe I won't. So I have a devotional book that I work out of, and I'm not going to use it because I don't have permission from them. But they have a verse each day, a passage each day. Today, the passage is Matthew 5. And I read and did my devotional this morning. And then I went back, and Matthew 5, of course, is the Sermon on the Mount, the beginning of the Sermon on the Mount, the Beatitudes. Now, the actual verse that they talk about is, well, hold on. I'm going to have to look again because I have Matthew 5 open rather than the actual couple of verses. So there's a thing called, there's the passage, and then there's the larger passage for the day. Now, the actual passage they talk about is chapter 5, verses 27 through 29 and 33 through 37. Now, I would suggest reading this again. I would suggest going on Phillipsburg First Church of Christ's website. And Pastor Ryan has been doing a series on the Beatitudes, and it's amazing. I'm just telling you, you should go check it out. The part that they deal with is adultery in the New International Version, adultery, which is 27 through 29, oaths through 33 through 37. And I'm going to bring in the radio group, and then we're going to read that, because that's what we're going to do this morning. So just bear with me for a second. It actually plays a couple of minutes of not a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds of the song. I don't think you'll hear it. We'll find out soon enough, but we'll find out together. How's that sound? So I don't know if you can hear it, but it just started. If you can hear it, you might not be able to hear me. Let's see if you can hear that. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so you're not hearing Cornerstone. Toby Mack with Cornerstone here on God'sLoveLive.com with Chuckles in the morning. And we have our video recording, and I'm doing the radio breaks because I kind of wanted to, I've been meaning for the longest time to put some of this stuff together into like a podcast, and I always intended on going back to these voice tracks, these because the radio, the God'sLoveLive.com system records everything. I always thought I'll go back and cut out the music and turn it into. Yeah, that didn't happen. It's not that I don't want to. It's just it takes a long time. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do this the best way I know how, which is to record the video. So I just spent the last couple of minutes between the two breaks talking with our friends on video and explaining what I was doing. Now I'll tell you, I'm going to run the video simultaneously to this, and I'm going to do my breaks just like I would always do, and we're going to talk, and we're going to talk this morning about Matthew chapter 5, focusing on 27 through 30 and 33 through 37. That's our morning talk. Now, we'll have our psalm reading in the 8 o'clock hour, but in the 6 and 7 o'clock hour, we're going to talk about this. We're going to do adultery, which is chapter 5, verse 27 through 30, and we're going to do that first. So I'm going to read it. I'll give you a minute to get it ready. And if you have a nonprofit group or organization that would like to promote an event here on God'sLoveLive.com, email Chuckles at God'sLoveLive.com. Tell me all about it. The reason behind the video is I have some friends who are on like Facebook and whatever, and they're like, I don't understand, what it is you're doing. And I'm like, well, I'll make a video and you'll understand. So again, if your nonprofit group or organization has an event, email Chuckles at godslovelive.com. And we're going to read chapter 5, verses 27 through 30 right now. You have heard that it was said, do not commit adultery, but I tell you that anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery in her heart, in his heart, with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, gouge it out and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to be thrown into hell. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one part of your body than for your whole body to go into hell. Now, that's a little harsh, don't you think? We've spent years. Maybe I'm wrong. You tell me. I've spent years being introduced to the idea of hippie Jesus, who is all about the love. That passage doesn't sound like hippie Jesus, who's all about the love, does it? That sounds like a command, man. That sounds like a, hey, listen, you need to take this seriously. Am I wrong? You have heard it was said, do not commit adultery. I tell you, anyone who looks at a woman lustfully has already committed adultery with her in his heart. That seems pretty harsh. That seems like it's a Lord and Savior who expects us to behave a certain way, and that does not seem to me like hippie Jesus. Now, if you want to hear all about hippie Jesus, man, turn off your exit out of the website or turn off the video now, because this next couple hours for you, those of you on the video, you're not going to like it. If you're looking for hippie Jesus, who loves the sinner even while they're sinning, man. He does, but he wants you to turn away from it. He expects you to turn away from it. He's calling you to turn away from it. Here's the thing. He loves us unconditionally. God's love is unconditional. God loves all of his creation enough to give us free will, and that free will causes us to be fallen. And it gives us the opportunity to accept the Lord and to jump into this life with him. And if we don't, then we're going to be lost. And I've discussed this with some friends, man, because and if you're listening on the radio, go to the video, and I'm going to expand on this in the video coming up right now, right after this break. But I lost a daughter in a car accident years ago, and I don't tell you that. Everybody, it's been 10 years, but everybody who first hears it, the first thing oh man, I'm so sorry. I thank you and I appreciate that, but that's not what this is about. This is to help you understand where I'm coming from. After my wife and I lost our daughter, after we lost LaFall, a month later, my sons lost their mother, my first wife. Lynn Ann and my sons, my daughter and my sons to my first wife, their mother died. My daughter died August 10th. My ex-wife overdosed on September 11th. And I realized after all of that, having lost a child and someone I cared about, because, yeah, we were exes, but, we had 3 kids together. I had a love for the woman. I did. Afterwards, I thought to myself, God gave us free will, causing himself to have to live through the pain of losing someone completely. My daughter, I don't know 100% for sure, but I think she'll be in the new kingdom. We'll get into that if you want sometime, why I think that, but I think she will. But I don't know if my ex-wife will. I don't know where she was at in her relationship with the Lord before she died. I know she overdosed, so probably not in a great place. But I thought about that loss, and the Lord took in that loss and feels that every bit of it, and more than any of us can understand. You know, if you've lost anyone, which most people have, you know sorrow. If you lost a child, you know sorrow even, I don't know, greater than. I'm not gonna. I don't want to sit here and compare sorrow. Losing a parent, losing a child. I've lost both of my parents and my one child, and I think about the pain I feel, and I know that the Lord's pain when someone is lost for good, forever, when someone is completely lost to Him, His pain dwarfs what I feel losing that loved one. So I think to myself, if that's the case, why would He give us free will? Because He loves us so much that He wants us to train and be partners with Him. And I'll get into that in the video. So if you're listening on the radio and you'd like to hear more about that, we're going to get into that right after I let you get back to the music. You're listening to God'sLoveLive.com. I'm Chuckles. It's morning. Switchfoot coming right up. So, like I was saying, man, I don't even like, I don't know how to express the feeling. If you've felt it, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, I hope you don't ever have to. But the loss of a loved one is definitely, no matter what, the loss of a loved one is just terrible. But when you're talking a child, I realize that for a lot of people, you know, losing our parents, you know, I'm 50 years old. I wasn't ready. We were ready for Dad. We were ready for Dad to pass. He had been sick for quite some time. We weren't ready to lose Mom. That was a little bit more of a shock to us. I mean, she was older and she had some health issues, but we didn't think. I literally had a conversation with her just a few days before where she was talking about how she was tired and wanted to be with Dad. And I was like, nah, Mom, you got some more to do here. You got more to do in this life. And I believed it. And I believe she probably did. But for whatever reason that night, the Lord decided that, or she decided, I don't know how it works. Someday we will. And I can't wait to find out how it works, but I'm okay with not knowing right now. But the loss of a child for anybody who suffered that, and like I said, if you haven't, I really hope you never have to. Really put it in perspective for me. It took 10 years, or close to it, but it made me realize just how privileged I am to have a father, a spiritual father who won't give up on me. And I don't know, like this is one of those rough ones. A lot of people have a problem with this. I don't know. I believe my daughter is in heaven and will be in the new earth and the new kingdom, the new creation. I think she'll be a part of the new creation. I believe that because there's a thing called the age of accountability that I heard about growing up as a kid. I don't know what the biblical... I'm going to do a deep dive into that idea. I don't know what the biblical standard is for that. But I believe that up until a certain age or time or maturity level, I guess, I don't know. I believe that my daughter, although she might not have been fully saved and she might not have been a full servant of the Lord, I believe that, I hope, I pray that He has some kind of loophole for people like that. For people who are innocent and don't understand or couldn't fully grasp the grace that He was offering, and that whole 9 yards. So here's the thing. It might not be a thing. So then I thought to myself the day that I thought that, because I sat back one day and I thought, what if she wasn't saved? What if she isn't in heaven? What if she's not going to be in the new creation? So then I tried to put myself in my daughter's shoes. And this was just a part of the evolution, I guess, of where I'm at and who I've become. Put myself in my daughter's shoes and tried to put myself in my daughter's shoes and stand back and go, okay, well, if she isn't saved, if she wasn't saved, if she isn't in the new kingdom, if she isn't in the new creation, then she's suffering. And if she's suffering, what would she want the most? In order to think about that, in order to figure out where I stood on that, I had to kind of internalize it. What if it were me? What would I want the most? Would I want a second chance the most? I mean, I'd be glad to take a second chance. But that's not what I would hope for the most. What I would hope for the most in that particular situation, and if the Lord came to me in that particular situation and said, I'll give you one thing that you really just have, the one thing that you want the most, I'll give it to you. I would say I would want to know that my loved ones and those that I cared deeply about wouldn't suffer my same fate. That the Lord would touch them in a way that would allow them to see His glory and His grace for what it is, and for the opportunity that it is to be redeemed, and to become children of God, fully. We're all children of God, but fully obedient children of God to the point where they wouldn't suffer the same fate. That's what I would want most, I think. I don't know, because I'm not in that situation. This is all just kind of theoretical. But that's what I want. I would want them to be redeemed. How about you? Email me, chuckles@godslovelive.com. Those of you watching the videos, I'd love to hear your comments to see where you're at. I hope that this touches someone somewhere, somehow. Otherwise, what am I doing it for? I've seen firsthand with my son Bobby, with other people, but especially with my son Bobby, the brokenness that comes from not knowing, fully knowing the love of God. And I don't even think that he is obviously mature to the point where he needs to be in his relationship with the Lord. And he definitely isn't always in step with following the Lord's will for his life, but he is definitely moving towards it, and just having what he has over a year and a half, or over a year clean, that's a gift from God, a chance to continue. And my son CJ, who still struggles, every time I see him, every time I talk to him, I think God hasn't given up on him yet. God's still giving him a chance. It's there. He can make that happen. He really can. We can make that happen. So, that camera is a whole lot different. Yeah, I was thinking about switching and putting the other camera over here, so that when I look, because oftentimes I do, at the other computer, I can go like this, and go like this. And, oh yeah, there we go. See, now I'm looking at you and I'm talking to you. But if I look over here, like this, now I'm looking at you. See, I'm an idiot. You know? All right, it's time for another break. So those of you who are on the video, I will ask you to please um, bear with me as we go back into a nutter break. What time is it? Oh man. Okay, so that should be fine. But we're gonna end up losing. Oh yeah, we're gonna end up losing. Maybe that break. Get rid of that. Sorry, I'm looking at um, the live and 650. Now we should be okay. All right. If I just do, I guess, one song there and then go like this. I know it's not two for Tuesday, but I'm gonna play two Rend Collective songs. Those of you on the video, if you're paying attention, if you're listening to me, Rend Collective has a couple of really great songs. I wonder if I could do like a second audio and let you guys hear the. Probably not. Let's see. Hey, we're all going to learn together. How's that sound? So, audio, input, audio. Wonder. Da 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 da. Da da da. I don't know. Oh yeah, that would work, wouldn't it? I think so. We'll find out. So I wanted you guys to be able to hear at least a few seconds of a song. So I was looking as I'm sitting here just neglecting the crap out of you. I was looking to see if I could pull that off, and I think I might have. We're gonna find out together right now. So we'll see what happens. I'll move this over here so I can see, and we're gonna hit the button to start the audio, and then of course it'll be loud, so you won't be able to hear me. If it works, I think it might be because it almost looks like you can kind of hear it. I don't know, we'll find out soon enough. That was No Outsiders, Rend Collective here on God'sLoveLive.com with Chuckles in the morning. How's it going, folks? I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're enjoying the music. I really do. I really do hope that this is one of those days. I was trying to get the music to play, so excuse me. I was trying to get it so that our friends on video could hear the couple of seconds of music that plays when I go to do the break. So when I go to do the break, so the music's muted most of the time. I don't sit here all day just listening to the music. Although I have done, and it can be very, very rewarding or enjoyable, however you want to put that. I was trying to get it so our viewers on the video could hear the couple of seconds of music as we're getting ready to go into the break. But, yeah, it doesn't seem to be working. I'm not sure. Anyway, we don't have a whole lot of time because I went so long in the first two breaks, so I am going to go ahead and kick you right back to the music, and we'll talk some more in the next hour. And in the next hour, we are going to read, I'll tell you now so that you can get it ready, Matthew 5, and we're going to start in 33 and read through 37 in the second part of our discussion, and it's about oaths, and hopefully you'll stick around. Right now, Rend Collective. I know it's not two for Tuesday, but I really do love this song, so we're going to play that for you right now here on God'sLoveLive.com. For some reason, I got the runny noses this morning. I got a little bit of a runny nose this morning. This is it, man. Like, I am all in. You're going to see everything in how I go. I actually, this song, I do love it, so I'm going to listen to it. It's called As For Me by Rend Collective, and if you've never heard it, you should go check it out. Why is that playing over the speakers? It should be playing in my headphones, not on the speakers. That was weird, because I changed it yesterday so I could listen to, that's why. So the thing is that if I allow this to play, I think that YouTube, at the very least, if not Facebook as well. See, that's not how it's supposed to work. I changed it. It should be changed. Man, I don't know. Anyway, it's a great song. If you haven't checked it out, you know what I ought to do is pull the video, and then I could insert the video. Yeah, but I don't have a streaming license for video yet. I'm going to need to get that. This stuff is not cheap, man. Just to let y'all know. Not at all. And I haven't really had a chance to, not a chance, I haven't had the cash flow to get streaming licenses. They're extremely expensive. I took everything I had to get the radio set up. So we are definitely wanting to, at some point, get that all straightened out, but not sure how that's going to play out. Man, I can't believe how long I went in them 2 breaks. I got to do better at keeping this stuff short and concise. Well, we're going to take a break even on the video, because I need to go get a cup of coffee. And don't want you sitting here just staring into space or whatever so that means I'm going to have to cut all this out, so you're not even going to know that there was a break, actually, probably. So since I don't have a team, I don't have the magic of seeming like this is like seamless. I thought about, instead of letting you know there was a break, and I'm going to cut this together. I thought about trying to cut it together so that someday maybe I'll have a team and time to edit, but I want to get this up when it's over, so I don't want to spend 4 hours editing. I thought about doing it live, but I don't know how I feel about doing it live. I suppose I could. Probably should. But I really don't I'm not sure how I would go about that. Not because, I don't have a huge plan. There's not a whole lot of, I don't know what to call it. There's not a whole lot of professionalism here. I'm kind of a chump. I'm not trying to do anything that is super over the top, I guess the best way to say it. I've tried to do produced videos, and I'm sure that if God decides to bless this adventure, it's the only thing I can call it, I'm sure that we'll end up with some interesting type situations when it comes to this. But
the best products are made with hemp. Ole Hemp takes the highest quality hemp and combines it with the industry's most sophisticated manufacturing methods to produce a wide range of 100% biodegradable products for personal, pet, and commercial use. Founded by Jeffrey Brooks, Ole Hemp products feature only the best natural ingredients in their most pure and simple form. Ole Hemp in Ole, Pennsylvania. Find out more at olehemp.com. That's OLEY hemp.com.
Do something, that's for sure, that would make it a little more professional looking, and I probably will. I maybe will. I don't know. Maybe I won't. Who knows? Right now, I want to say thank you to some friends who have been very, very supportive for some time, and in a lot of ways. And well, then I'll be right back. Let's see. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh, I hit the wrong button. That's what happened.
The best products are made with hemp. Ole Hemp takes the highest quality hemp and combines it with the industry's most sophisticated manufacturing methods to produce a wide range of 100% biodegradable products for personal, pet, and commercial use. Founded by Jeffrey Brooks, Ole Hemp products feature only the best natural ingredients in their most pure and simple form. Ole Hemp in Ole, Pennsylvania. Find out more at olehemp.com. That's OLEY hemp.com.
Like I said,
The best products are made with hemp. Ole Hemp takes the highest quality hemp and combines it with the industry's most sophisticated manufacturing methods to produce a wide range of 100.
not really sure what I did wrong here. Is there like a button down here that I'm not seeing? Nope. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. Oh, what happened? Oh. You get to it.
The best products are made with hemp. Ole Hemp takes the highest quality hemp and combines it with the industry's most sophisticated manufacturing methods to produce a wide range of 100% biodegradable products for personal, pet, and commercial use. Founded by Jeffrey Brooks, Ole Hemp products feature only the best natural ingredients in their most pure and simple form. Ole Hemp in Ole, Pennsylvania. Find out more at olehemp.com. That's OLEY hemp.com.
It's kind of like. Are you sure? Yes, I want to remove it. Ah, there. I can see me again. I don't know if you can. Okay, I'm going to stop fiddling with that thing. Like I said, I thought I could play this audio.
The best products are made with hemp. Ole Hemp takes the highest quality hemp and combines it with the industry's most sophisticated manufacturing methods to produce a wide range of 100% biodegradable products for personal, pet, and commercial use. Founded by Jeffrey Brooks, Ole Hemp products feature only the best natural ingredients in their most pure and simple form. Ole Hemp in Ole, Pennsylvania. Find out more at olehemp.com. That's OLEY hemp.com.
So that was our friends from Ole Hemp. Olehemp.com. That was an interesting adventure, wasn't it? I'm probably going to cut that out. There was a little bit of overlap there where I didn't really realize what I was doing. It's further down, like, and then you see it start to play, but you have to be paying attention. I'm not hearing it, which I should probably figure out a way to fix that so that I can hear what's going on through as I'm, doing this. But then I'd hear my own voice in my head, and I can't really stand that. Okay, let's go do our next. Uh-oh. Come on. There we go. I need to like get this other computer here so I can have one there and not have to turn my head over there whenever I'm looking at something. Which is weird because when I turn my head, I'm looking to my left, but on the screen it looks like I'm looking to my right. I know. Silliest kind of things, but it is where I am. So, let's see. Oh, I was going to go do a break. Where is it at? There it is. Where are we at? We are here. Let's see. I end up cutting out some of the music. I don't like cutting out any of the music ever, but in order to fit in a lot of my talk, I have to, right? Okay. So, Jonathan Traylor. And the music starts. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but if you can hear it, great. If you can hear it, you can't hear me. I got to figure out a way to put that in there. But it looks like you can't. I'm here for you, Jonathan Traylor, here on God'sLoveLive.com with Chuckles in the morning, simultaneously doing the show and a video. And I hope you go check the video out later on after the show or whatever. I can't believe it's already after 7 a.m. That last hour, we barely got through. I think we skipped the One Rend Collective song, which is kind of sucky because it's a great song. I'm probably going to put it in this hour since it got skipped last hour because it is really a great song. But we're going to talk about oaths. I want to read, to kind of break this up a little better, I want to read verse 33 through 37 of Matthew 5 right now. And then in the next break, we'll actually talk a little bit about it. So I'm going to read it right now. We'll get back to the music, and then we'll talk some more here in a little bit. Verse 33 of chapter 5 of Matthew through verse 37. Again, you have heard it was said to the people long ago, do not break your oath, but keep the oaths you have made to the Lord. But I tell you, do not swear at all, either by heaven, for it's God's throne, or by earth, for it's his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. And do not swear by your head, for you cannot make even one hair white or black. Simply let your yes be yes, and your no, no. Anything beyond this comes from the evil one. So again, that does not sound like the hippie Jesus we've all come to love. And we will talk more about that coming up in the next break right now. Walk Between the Lines, Russ Taff here on God'sLoveLive.com. We're going to talk a little bit more about that while we're waiting for the next break. I mean, he's basically saying you should never make an oath, right? And not because it, see, I don't think it's because he doesn't want us to keep our word. I think it's because your word should be your bond. I shouldn't have to swear an oath on something for you to know that I'm going to do the thing that you've asked me to, or that I've said I would do. If I agree to do something, if I say, yes, I'll do this, it should be understood that that thing, that yes is a yes. If I say no. And this is one of those things that have been kind of twisted and turned around over the years, that for some reason you can't say no. You know, if a brother or sister comes to you and asks for help with something, for instance. Okay, so if they come to me and they ask for help robbing a bank, I have to help them. Or they ask for help murdering their ex-husband or wife, I have to help them. Is that what you're telling me? Because that doesn't seem quite right, huh? It seems to me that to love, to truly love, the true meaning of love. Oh, I want to do a video about that one of these days. To want what's best for someone, to want to see them increased, blessed. There's another word for it. Pastor Ryan uses all the time, and I love it, but I can't right now remember it. Increased. To see their joy and their increase in all things, or in all ways, to truly see someone receive their best is one of those things where that doesn't mean you're always going to tell them what they want to hear. You're not going to be a yes man. If my daughter comes to me and says that she wants to, jump. Oh, Dad, I really, really, really want to jump off a building. Well, no, that's going to kill you. That's not good. You shouldn't do that. But you said you want what? You love me. How can you say you love me if you're not willing to help me jump off a building? Well, I love you, therefore I'm not. I'm going to try to stop you, as a matter of fact, from jumping off a building. Because it might be what you want, but what you want isn't necessarily what's best for you. We are broken. We are screwed up. We are insane in some of the things that we just wrap ourselves up in. And we need to understand that. And the only way we're going to understand that is if somebody who truly loves us is willing, and here comes the part that a lot of people don't want to hear, willing to tell us when we're wrong. I tell people all the time, I present my opinions and I tell you guys what I think, whatever. That's not so that you'll be like, oh, what a smart guy. It's so that when you hear stuff that I get completely bass-ackwards, that you'll be like, oh, now I got to tell this knucklehead that this just isn't really, truly the way of the thing. Like, I got to tell this dude this ain't right. You know what I mean? Like, so hopefully if you, oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, no, I didn't. For a second there, I thought I was, oh, man, I missed a radio break. No, I didn't. I was talking to the people on the video. See, this is where it starts to get kind of confusing. So I am going to do another radio break here in just a moment. I'm hoping you guys will communicate with me. Tell me what you think, what it is that I'm doing right, what it is I'm doing wrong. This next one's going to be quite the radio break because I'm going to talk about what we just talked about. So you're going to hear some of it a second time. Probably not as extensively, but I also have some time. I have 7 minutes to fill in this break. Right. So, hopefully, I can make it worthwhile, make it worth your while, make it worth their while. I'm hoping that somebody's getting something out of this nutty stuff that I'm talking about. And hopefully nobody ever makes me go back and watch myself do it again. All right. We're going to get to the radio break now. As soon as the music starts. There we go. That's Tori Kelly, Psalm 42, here on God'sLoveLive.com with Chuckles in the morning. And don't forget, coming up in the next hour, we are going to read. We're on Psalm, I want to say 76. I'm going to look real quick, just because I want to be accurate, as well as, yeah, we read 75 yesterday. We're reading 76 today. And you might wonder, Chuckles, surely you can keep it straight. Which psalm you're on? Well, you'd be wrong, because On here, I'm on Psalm 76. On our other channel, Phillipsburg Live, I'm on Psalm 68, I think it is. I just started on Clapper reading the Psalms and reading them one at a time. And I started chapter 1 was yesterday. I'm going to do chapter 2 here in a little bit, in the middle of between our breaks. At some point, I'll do a break, and then afterwards, we will. I just realized. See, I bring up the interface for the radio channel, and I forget that you're there, video viewers. And I just picked one of those eye boogers out of my eye. And yes, I'm talking about that on the radio. I don't feel like there's anything I can't talk about. And I'll tell you why. Anything I can't talk about is ammunition. Anything you don't realize about me, anything fake that I put on is ammunition for the enemy. Speaking of which, we read, I'm going to get back to where I was going. We read, I got to flip back to Matthew again. We read in Matthew I don't know why I have to flip back. We read about oaths, 33 through 37. And those of you listening on the radio, you should really check out the video. Because in the video we talk, after the last break, we kind of continued and we were talking about the oaths. And in that passage, it sounds like the Lord is saying that you shouldn't have an oath. You shouldn't swear to anything. You shouldn't keep your word. Whoa, wait a minute. He didn't say don't keep your word. He said don't swear to anything. Basically, how I look at that is you shouldn't have to swear on God or swear on the temple or swear on the earth or swear on your own head or any of these things in order for your word to be your word. Your word should just be your word. If someone asks you to do something and you say yes, then you should do it. They shouldn't have to come back and say, hey, you said you gave me your word, man. Your word is all you should need. You should be that type of person. You should be the type of person that when you tell someone you're going to do something, that you do it. And that you take care of whatever it is that you've discussed taking care of in whatever way. Also, we discussed the no's. Because it doesn't say, just say yes to everybody, man. Again, it's not hippie Jesus telling us we should say yes to everybody and give them whatever they want, man. No. There's a no there for a reason. The Lord says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Why? If we're not meant to tell people no, if we're not meant to let people know when they're wrong, if we're not meant to ever be contradictory, because there are people that have you believe that followers of Christ are always just kind of like, yeah, man, you're good, babe. Hey, baby, come here, man. Check out hippie Jesus. No, shut up. It's so insane. The fact of the matter is, sometimes if you truly love someone, if you want what's best for them, if you want them to be increased, if you want them to be blessed in so many ways, including by you, sometimes you got to tell them no. You got to tell them they're wrong. You've got to express whatever that discipline is. And we're going to get this afternoon. So we finished up Romans yesterday in the noon hour. We finished up Hebrews in the 1 o'clock hour. I'm going to make some changes to how our afternoon hours work. What I really want to do is I want to take those afternoon hours and I want to turn them kind of into a chance for us to discuss specific things. And I think this might be one of the first things we kind of tackle is this idea of the loving, not disciplinarian. Loving people and not telling them no. Loving people and being tolerant and that word. Oh, I'm not going to get into that on the radio right now. You want to hear what I have to say about that? Tune in to the video. Check it out. We're going to talk about it a little bit later, and tune in next week because I think starting on Monday, we're kind of wing it. today, tomorrow, and Friday. Just going to kind of wing it, and whatever God gives me, I'm going to share with you. But starting on Monday, I think we'll start discussing why I truly believe that we need to get away from the hippie Jesus, love overall kind of thing. Love is love, man. No. Love doesn't always appear loving. When my father saw me getting ready to shove a fork in the socket and screamed, "Don't!" and slapped my hand, it didn't feel very loving at the time, but knowing that he didn't want me to die later on when I realized exactly what that meant, felt very loving. Guiding a child in the way of the Lord, guiding a child in a way that allows them to be joyful more than sorrowful is very important. All right. So last hour, at the end of the hour, we ran out of time. Right at the end of my break, I realized that we couldn't get to literally as I was trying to kick it off. Realized that we weren't going to get to the Rend Collective song. It kind of like skipped right into the next hour or whatever. So this hour, we're going to play it. I got it right now. Rend Collective. As for me, here on God'sLoveLive.com. I think I messed up. Let's see here. Okay. Like that. Let's see. So, man, I don't even know what to say to y'all about this hippie Jesus thing, because it bothers me that people want to tone down what Jesus is, what he said, the commands, because he commanded us in a lot of ways to do certain things. I mean, it wasn't, he didn't come down here and go, all right, man, listen, Dad's been kind of rough, like, he's awfully judgmental. I'm going to go up there, listen, let me smooth it out. Like, that's not what this is, man. We put this shiny, happy face on this situation because it makes us feel better about our failures. When I talk about this, when I say us, I'm talking me. Okay? I can only talk for me, for real. I can tell you what I think, and I think that we're a bunch of asshats. I told my wife a while ago, I said, I'm not going to give people what they deserve. And she said, what do you mean? And I said, well, I don't want to treat people in the way they deserve. I don't want to give people what they deserve. I want to give to people and treat people in the way that God has given and treated and loved me. Right? Because if God gave me what I deserve, whew, man, I get chills just saying it. If God gave me what I deserve, nothing, I can't even think about that. Think about the things that we've done to fail him, to disappoint him. And what we should get for that. It gives you chills, right? But that's not what we're getting. We're getting the grace that he provided through his son, the love that he has had for us from the very beginning, that he didn't want us to be automatic sheep kind of thing. Like he said, no, I'm going to give them free will. They said, no, we're going to give them through free will. And the plan was from the beginning. I think I picture it this way, but it's not. I imagine it's probably not how. Maybe it is how it came about. I don't know. Like a brainstorming sesh, right? They sit down and whatever was there in the beginning. Obviously, the Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. We're told that that's the case. When man is created, we will create them in our image. Our image. They use the plural. God uses the plural for God in that one particular situation. Possibly elsewhere. I haven't had a chance to really go into that, but I'd kind of like to. But at that point, or somewhere before that point, however you want to say it, the decision was made, however it was made, by God to give us free will. Knowing, now here's the rub for you guys, knowing we would fail, knowing that we would fall, knowing that this world would be broken. Now, here's my theory. You tell me what you think. Chuckles at godslovelive.com, 814-651-8865. You can text me. Go to godslovelive.com. Join the discussion. Knowing that we would fail, knowing that we would screw it all up, people have asked, why would a benevolent, loving God allow us to do all that? Well, it was the only way to train us to properly steward what he's giving us in the new creation. I don't think it was a surprise. I don't think it was, oh, we're going to create man, and they put him in the garden, and, oh, here's all the great things that you can have in the garden, tree of life. Don't eat from that tree over there. Come on, man. It seems like a setup, right? And I mean, it kind of is a setup, really. But a setup for what is the question? And I think the setup is setting us up for ultimate success, for partnership, to be a part of his kingdom. He wants us to choose him and to choose to learn to properly steward what he's going to give us in the new kingdom, in the new earth, in the new creation. To be his partners, as well as servants. Don't get it mixed up. We are servants of the Lord. But a real servant of this particular Lord is someone who is trusted with power. Think about the parable of the talents. The master gave each a few. 10 to one, 5 to the other. What was it, 1 to the other? And he went out and did whatever it is he had to do. And when he came back, the one guy had invested and made a bunch. The other guy had invested and made a little. Third guy buried it so that he wouldn't get in trouble for losing it. What'd the master say? He looked at the one who made a bunch with what he was given. He said, you've shown. Oh, see, I'm going to have to look it up. But basically, okay, I want to get back to this. I want to do this other radio break here pretty quick. So basically, he said, you've done well with this. I'm going to trust you with a lot more. Second guy, you've done well with what I gave you. You've done well with a little. I'm going to give you a lot more. Third guy, man, what'd you do? That's stupid. I'm going to take what you have, and I'm going to give it to the guy who did a lot. Wait a second. Everywhere else in our experience with Jesus, he talks about helping the needy, taking care of the weak. And this guy was he weak? No, he was afraid. He was afraid the master would be angry if he lost what he had given him, so he didn't take the chance, which could have multiplied what he had been given for the master. I think that's a way of explaining to us a couple of things. Number one, take the chance. Trust that it will work out. Number two, in the new creation, some of us are going to be trusted with a little. Some of us were going to be trusted with a medium amount. And some of us are going to be trusted with a lot. And I think that depends on what we did with what we were given here. And that doesn't mean that since I wasted my first 40 years by not serving the Lord properly, that he's not going to base what he's doing on how long it took us to figure it out. I think he's going to base like that situation. You know, it's going to be the new creation is going to be a new creation. And there's going to be all kinds of things that need to be done. They need to be handed over, to be watched over, whatever. And you're like, well, wait a second, Chuck. God is omniscient. Couldn't he just do it? Yeah, he could, but he's chosen not to. Think about that. He could just sit on, his throne in the heavens with his footstool of the earth and cows and deer and bunny rabbits and kitty cats and puppy dogs and whatever. He didn't need us. He wanted us. I told my wife a couple of years ago, we were talking about that very subject, need versus want. And I said, I don't need you. I mean, I do, but that's on a different level. But I don't need her. I can survive without my wife and family. I could. I choose not to. I want to have this beautiful relationship. My soul, I believe my soul needs her to complete it. I think man and women, we were made for each other, and there's somebody out there that completes us all. Our other half, you might say. Better half, most would say. When talking about me and my wife. And probably most of us. That's the same feeling he has, I guess, for us. God doesn't need us. He didn't need anything from us. He never will need anything from us. He wants us to be a part of his kingdom, to be in relationship with him, to love him, to understand that he was willing to give up his most precious prize so that he could have relationship with us, to have real, honest relationship, which only comes if we have the ability to choose him. And we can only have the ability to choose him if we have the ability to reject him. And when I say he gave up his most precious prize, I'm not talking about the crucifixion of Christ. I'm not trying to belittle. Please, before you start yelling at me, hear me out. I'm talking about the fact of all the folks who are lost forever. The people who didn't accept his gift of grace. The people who didn't accept the salvation that Christ offered. He gave that up and felt that pain so that you and I could have free will and be in a relationship with him. Talk about love isn't blind. It's reckless. Talk about a reckless love. Whew, man. See, it's just insane, man. Maybe I'm wrong. You tell me. Like I said, I literally, I do. I want you guys to tell me why I'm wrong if I'm wrong. Be prepared. Be prepared to present it properly. But if you can show me biblically how I'm wrong, I will make a video all about it. I would love for somebody to prove me wrong. And to be able to say to me that, no, this is the truth, man. Chuckles at godslovelive.com. We're going to go to a radio break right now. And we'll be back in just a minute. I mean, you're going to hear the radio break as the music starts. start over. It's Flame here on God'sLoveLive.com with Chuckles in the morning. Man, like, you gotta go watch the video when I get it edited and get it up. And I'm going to do that today. I'm going to get it up on Facebook, YouTube, the whole 9 yards today. So if you go to God's Love Live's Facebook, you'll find it. I just, as we were getting ready to come into this radio break, I was talking, and man, I don't even know where it came from. Like we were talking about, you gotta go watch it, man. I can't even, I started talking about what we were talking about earlier, that passage in Matthew, about the oaths, and it just kind of mushroomed from there and became something. I don't know, man. Somebody needs to go check out the video and watch it, and then tell me what you think, because I don't even know what to think about the words that came out my own mouth. I don't know what to think about them. How crazy is that? It's fully insane. Reckless love. I ended it by talking about the reckless love that the Lord shows us, and you should really check out the video and tell me what you think. Right now, I'm going to let you check out the song, Reckless Love. I love this song. Love isn't blind, it's reckless. Here's Reckless Love on God'sLoveLive.com with Chuckles in the morning. Check out the video. Tell me what you think of my insanity, man. Tell me it's crazy. Tell me it's wrong. Please. www.God'sLoveLive.com. I forgot the video was on. Sorry. After that, what happened before the break and then the break, I was just like, man. And I was listening. I was actually listening a little more to the song Reckless Love. Oh. I think I need a break. I definitely want to say hello to some friends.
The best products are made with hemp. Ole Hemp takes the highest quality hemp and combines it with the industry's most sophisticated manufacturing methods to produce a wide range of 100% biodegradable products for personal.
That is not what I wanted. Why did that do that? I wasn't trying to play that media file. Thank you very much. I was trying to add a new media file. For sure. I wonder if I have to see. This video thing it's got me. I don't know. Guess I probably have to. Oh yeah, there you go. I'll go here. Change it to our friends at Cars. We said hello to our friends at Ole Hemp earlier. Now I want to say hello to our friends at Cars.
Need a new transmission? Cars Service Center knows transmissions. Need your current transmission fixed? Cars Service Center knows transmissions. That's not all they know. If you need general repair for your vehicle, state inspection, or engine repair, Cars can do that too. See what Cars Service Center can do for you. Visit them at the 4225 Morrisdale Allport Highway location in Morrisdale, or call them at 814-342-9735. Cars Service Center in Morrisdale. They know transmissions and a whole lot more.
Wow. Okay. So, Cars Automotive. These are folks that have supported me a great deal over the years, and in one endeavor or another. I think we're going to take a quick break. This current section of the video has been 42 minutes that we've been live, or recording. So I think we're going to take a quick break. I got to get a cup of coffee and stuff. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, got coffee. We're back. Posted a video to Clapper. I did that while I was on the porch. I'm like most of the way through this pot of coffee already. That's a thing. I'm bringing back my coffee break on Monday. I used to do a really great coffee break where I got coffee from a local coffee place every week or every day. And I'd get different types of coffee, different types of pastries, whatever, and I would try it and I would talk about it. And I want to bring that back. I'm bringing it back with our Ole Hemp. Our friends at Ole Hemp, they have coffee. Go to olehemp.com, and they have this coffee that is just fantastic. It gives you that, the coffee that you love in the morning, but it doesn't give you the jitters. Although most coffee never really gave me the jitters. It barely affects me at all. I don't know why, but it barely affects me at all. So somebody commented on my video that I made. I made a good morning video on Clapper. If you haven't checked out Clapper, check it out. That's all I could say is check it out, man, because it's kind of a neat little app. It's like Instagram or Twitter or any of them where you can, well, I guess I don't know about Twitter, but TikTok, it's kind of like TikTok. I have no idea. I should probably look it up, like if it's a Chinese plant or whatever. But it allows you to post videos. I posted a stupid video the other night just for fun. Just because I wanted to give it a shot, and posted a video of my goofy cat. And like an hour later, I've got 1,000 views on it. And it was kind of neat. Like, I don't know. I really, I'm kind of exploring it and learning new things about how it's doing it, or how it's, what it is. I don't know how long it's been around. A friend of mine, thank you, Terry, introduced me to it, and it just, I kind of enjoyed it. I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm enjoying sharing with people. I don't know. Check it out. Clapperapp.com, or go on your Google Play, Apple Store, whatever. Download Clapper. And you can watch the videos. They're short. If you do videos, you can do live, and it can be live as long as you like. But if you do videos, they're like, you only get like 3 minutes. And it's fun to kind of condense stuff into 3 minutes. It gives you 3 minutes, and I think sometimes I can share a lot more in three minutes, or in a lot better way in 3 minutes than I do in 3 hours. It's real hard to plan. No, I guess it's not hard. For me, it's hard to plan out a 3 minute, like, okay, I'm going to read a verse, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. This morning it was, you can see the windows behind me, which I imagine I'm going to have to block at some point because the sun will cause all kinds of glare in the evenings, in the afternoons, I guess. But it's kind of like, for me, it's tough to sit down and plan out a 3 minute chunk. I'm sure at some point I'll probably get to that point, assuming that people actually enjoy what I'm doing and want to watch it, and starts to get even slightly popular. I don't care. if a whole lot of people see this, as long as the right people see it, I guess. But I'm hoping that you'll get involved. I'm hoping you'll send me some comments, email me, chuckles@godslovelive.com. Tell me what you're thinking, what you think of what I'm doing. I'm sure there'll be some people that say, hey, get some better t-shirts. This is one of my favorites. It's just a Born to Ride American Chopper. It's a bike. I told my mom one time, a couple months before she passed away, I said, there's a very specific reason that I love riding my bike. I didn't for a while, for like 4 or 5 years. I sold my bike and didn't ride for a while because my dad, his health got to the point where he couldn't ride anymore, and I felt horrible for him, so I just didn't. I sold my bike and I gave up riding. I didn't give up riding. I just stopped riding a lot. Mostly, of course, because I couldn't ride with Dad anymore. And then he passed away. My Uncle George passed away a few years prior. And after Dad died, my wife bought me a bike for our anniversary. And the first time, the day we bought it, riding home, I could just feel them with me. I could feel Dad and Uncle George with me, and it was like I didn't even know what to think. Like, it just felt so... I don't know what word to use for it. They were with me. They were with me. It was almost like my Uncle George was on my right, over my right shoulder. My dad was over my left shoulder. And I just man. Anyway, so my mom got a little charm, I guess you could call it, for me to hang on the bike. Right? And it was... It's a little charm container. You could take the top off and you could put a little bit of something in it. And she said you should put a little bit of your dad's ashes in it. He can ride with you every time you ride your bike. And I thought, yeah, that would be kind of cool. And then Mom passed, and now we have her ashes, and I want to put her in it. A little bit of her ashes, a little bit of Dad's ashes together in that little container, and I can hang them on my bike, and then every time I'm out riding, and that seems so silly. We're going to be together again in the new creation someday. But I want to take them. I do take them with me everywhere I go. I just do now because right, wrong, or indifferent, they made me the man I am. My mom, my dad, my sister, uncles and aunts, and I don't know. I guess I'm just weird. I don't know. I don't usually. I'm not very sentimental like that, I guess, is what I could say. But I'm feeling it more these days, I guess is the best I could say. Oh, Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's shut this video off for a second. I guess I need to shut this other video off too. All this other stuff off. I'm trying to do something. See, this is where... oh, excuse me. Whoop. Nope. Come on. Wah, 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 wah. There we go. Should I put that at the bottom or should I leave it at the top? I think I'll put it at the bottom. Cool. You can now donate through Cash App. I hate this part, but it's necessary. I want to keep this going in so many ways. And I want to do so much more. And we're going to get into that a lot more after we do the last hour of radio. I'm going to continue the video, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what I want to reach out. After seeing my son go through what he went through with the rehab and the addiction and dealing with all of that, it has been an eye-opener, to say the least. And I want to make sure that we do all we can to try to help people who are suffering from this scourge of addiction, for sure. So I want to make sure that you know what that's all about. So we're going to do that coming up. Right now we're going to finish our 8 o'clock hour. I'm going to record the entire 8 o'clock hour. It's just a couple of minutes past 8. Actually, it's 1 minute past 8. But I'm going to go ahead and record the entire thing, and I'm going to do it pretty quick. We're going to read our psalm. We're going to do our psalm reading for the 8 o'clock hour on the radio. Psalm 76. So if you want to get Psalm 76 ready, then you can read along. You can bring it up on your app. You can bring it up on. You can bring it up on your device. You can bring it up in a Bible. I like the feel of an actual paper book in my hands. I'll read. I'll even listen to Audible. I listen to some books on Audible all the time when I'm traveling. But I like the feel of a book in my hand. I don't know if you're the same. If you are, that's great. If you aren't, hey, that's, it is what it is, man. But I'm going to read Psalm 76 right after we finish up this Phil Wickham song. And I actually think I figured it out, so I think you're going to hear it. So we'll see. Actually, I want to make this the full size so I can see whether or not that is the case, because it was just down a little bit. Okay, application. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to start the music and we're going to see what happens here. The reason I sing Phil Wickham here on GodsLoveLive.com, and you're here with Chuckles in the morning. What a beautiful morning it is. We're going to read Psalm 76 here in just a minute. I want to remind you, though, if your nonprofit group or organization has an event that you would like to promote here on God's Love Live, you can do so by emailing Chuckles at GodsLoveLive.com. Chuckles at GodsLoveLive.com. Also, you can now donate through Cash App. If you go on Cash App and search for God's Love Live, you can find it. We have Cash App, we have Tithely, we have PayPal. If you go on our website, GodsLoveLive.com, you can listen to the live audio 24/7. Great gospel music, and occasionally I kick on the mic and say something worth hearing. Right now, Psalm 76. I'll give you a minute to bring it up. And you can get it already, but I'm doing this now on Clapper too. Go clapperapp.com. Go download Clapper app. Search God's Love Live. Find us that way. Go on our Facebook and click it. I'll share it on our Facebook again here shortly. Psalm 76. In Judah, God is known. His name is great in Israel. His tent is in Salem, his dwelling place in Zion. There he broke the flashing arrows, the shields and the swords, the weapons of war. You are resplendent with light, more majestic than mountains, rich with game. Valiant men lie plundered. They sleep their last sleep. Not one of the warriors can lift his hands at your rebuke, O God of Jacob. Both horse and chariot lie still. You alone are to be feared. Who can stand before you when you are angry? From heaven you pronounced judgment, and the land feared, and it was quiet. When you, O God, rose up to judge, to save all the afflicted of the land, surely your wrath against men brings you praise, and the survivors of your wrath are restrained. Make vows to the Lord your God and fulfill them. Let all the neighboring lands bring gifts to the one to be feared. He breaks the spirit of rulers. He is feared by the kings of the earth. Psalm 76, here on God'sLoveLive.com. And that talks about, it's funny, we were talking about oaths in Matthew this morning, and now that talks about making vows to God and keeping them. And you might say, wait a second. Psalm 76 completely contradicts what Jesus said in Matthew, or Jesus contradicted what Psalm said, would be the more accurate. But the thing is, I don't think it does. This was a different time. This was just like the covenant, just like the law. Jesus said he didn't come to destroy the law. He came to fulfill it. And we studied earlier in Romans, what does that mean, to fulfill it? Well, the law isn't there to condemn us. The law is there to show us why we need the grace that Christ offers, why we need his love and his salvation. And this, just like this is God saying, if you make a vow to me, you need to keep it. And then later Christ's like, no, don't even make vows, man. Just make your word be your bond. If you say you're going to do it, make it happen. Do it. Be honorable in that way. What do you think? Let me know. Chuckles at God'sLoveLive.com. Right now, the Imperial's coming right up on God's Love Live. What happened? It didn't pop up. It's supposed to pop up, but it didn't pop up. That's weird. We're going to go right into the second and third break here. Oh, actually, let me do this. Go back over here, close that, and get rid of this little liner thing because I don't need it right now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And I'm changing music. For those of you watching the video wondering what the heck I'm doing, I'm changing music. I saw a song, and it's a good song, but, they're all good songs. But I was like, I want to do something different. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, yeah, this is kind of a little weird for video because you can see what I'm doing, but you don't really, or you can see that I'm doing something, but you don't really know what it is. I'm getting the next breaks ready. That's what I'm doing, so that we can enjoy it. Come on. Sometimes this thing just doesn't seem to want to cooperate fully. Da, 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 da. Don't ask me why I'm so silly. And I had to bring it up over here and make sure we got it in time. Because, want to make sure you got it in time. So we've got the Ross examination program coming up. And it's kind of interesting because I run Pastor Ryan's cross-examination program every day on here. And have been for a while. I'd love to run, other things. Not that I have a problem running Pastor Ryan's program. It's just I want to get some more stuff to run so it's not always just me, Ryan, or Wade. I mean, I guess, there's 3 of us now, sort of. These recordings are just recordings that Ryan made. But where did it go? There we go. Okay. What did I do? Boom. Oh, alarm time. That was my alarm to get up. That was my alarm to get up. Like, I've only been up for 3 hours, so. Okay. This is going to be an interesting one today. Pastor Ryan talks about homosexuality. It's a 2-parter in the 9 and 10 o'clock hour, and then in the 11 o'clock hour, he talks about the Lord's Prayer. I might put those right into this video. Any one of those. Any one of those 3 would be great. But probably not so much. It's 3 hours, and you're already at a lot. A couple hours of me is plenty, right? Well, you can see them or hear them on godslovelive.com. Sorry, thinking. Donate through Cash App. My fingers look giant. Donate through Cash App now. Just go to Cash App, search God's Love Live. If you want to help keep this going. Who wouldn't want to help keep this going? More videos, and, maybe we'll get something to cover, that. Because, I get it, man. Oh, okay. Let's finish up this hour. And let's see. We're in the 8 o'clock hour, right? Yeah. And really, it's already after 8. Holy man. Oh, Randy Travis. Oh, I love that song. 3 Wooden Crosses. We're going to do the break as soon as the music starts. We'll hear. 3 wooden crosses. 3 Wooden Crosses. Randy Travis here on GodsLoveLive.com with Chuckles in the Morning. Can you believe we're already halfway through the 8 o'clock hour? I can't believe that I've been doing this for 3 hours. I got the video to prove it. You should watch the video. You might see some of the silly. And there's a lot of silly to see, by the way. And it's hopefully some useful things that we talked about and that I said, and hopefully somebody will get something, learn something from my silly self, either here or on the video. Oh, man. Can you tell I've been up since 5:30? I'm a little morninged out. As a matter of fact, when I'm done with the 8:30 or with the 8 o'clock hour here in just about 25 minutes, I am going to take an hour break and make myself breakfast and then continue the video. And the video, like I said, I will put together and put up today. I am not going to have this video sit and wait for a very long time to be put together and put up. So I'm going to do that today. If you'd like to get involved, if you'd like to be a part of the conversation, you can go to godslovelive.com, click register. You can create a user. You can share with us. You can tell us what you think. You can do whatever. If you'd like to help edit, if you'd like to help produce, if you'd like to help finance, you can donate through Cash App or PayPal or, what else is there? Tithely. If you have or know what Tithely is, Tithely is an app for religious organizations that allows you to, if you download the Tithely app, you can go search God's Love Live, and it'll come up, and you can donate and help us out with that. I hate that part. I hate bringing up money, but this does not happen for free. And we're going to talk in the video after the 8 o'clock hour before wrapping up. I'm going to talk a little bit about the mission of God's Love Live a little more and kind of expand on that. So I hope you will. I'm actually going to try to do a live on Clapper at the same time talking about that very thing. So we're going to have all of that going on and so much more. You're listening to God's Love Live. I'm Chuckles. Chris Tomlin coming up right now. This is called Our God on God's Love Live with Chuckles in the morning. It's Chris Tomlin. Stick around. We'll be back in just a few. You're listening to God's Love Live. I'm Chuckles. It's morning. I got lost there for a second. I am going to take a break, so we have one more. We have one more break to do here, and after that, I'm going to finish up by telling you guys a little bit. I'm going to try to keep it fairly short, but a little bit about the mission of God's Love Live, why it's what it is, I guess, what I'm trying to do here. I'll tell you a little bit about Recovery Day 2024. Let me bring up a calendar so I can see what day in 2024 this is going to be. Where's my calendar? Okay, so first thing I have to do is go to 2024, September. It's either going to be the 14th or the 21st of September in 2024. We're going to do Recovery Day. I'm probably going to look and see when Lancaster's doing theirs. But I want to do Recovery Day here where I live in Coldstream. There's a park a couple of miles from here called Coldstream Dam. They got a great walking, running trail. They got fishing. They got all kinds of great stuff. I want to do Recovery Day. And Recovery Day, we celebrate those who are in recovery, and we hopefully find some folks who need recovery and share with them how important it is, how resources, and show them ways that they can, start moving in that direction. I really want to do that. I'm hoping that some people will support me in that. To help make that happen. And if you'd like to be part of that, you can email me, chuckles@godslovelive.com. You can call or text 814-651-8865. That's my personal cell phone right here, sitting on the table. You can reach me anytime. If you'd like to be part of it, chuckles@godslovelive.com or call 814-651-8865. You can also go to Cash App, or you can go to PayPal, or you can go to our website and click on the PayPal and go through that and donate as well. However you really want, you can send a check or money order, 64 Grayhampton Road, Woodland, PA, 16881. Charles Myers, 64 Grayhampton Road, Woodland, PA, 16881. A lot of people, they'll use a different address. They'll use whatever. Not me, man. I'm here. If you want to come visit, come on up. We'll sit on the porch. We'll chat. I'm happy to do so. Let's do this last break, and let's finish up the radio show for the morning, and then we'll finish up the video, and then I can start editing and put it together. There's not going to be a whole lot of editing. It's going to be up by lunchtime because I'm not going to have, I'm not going to do a lot when it comes to editing. I might I might take that donate through Cash App and tack it through the rest of the video because I kept forgetting to put it in and forgetting to tell you guys about it. Of course, I finally figured out how to get the music to work, so that's awesome, right? That's Bethel Music. Raise a hallelujah here on God'sLoveLive.com. And I'm hoping, so it's 20 seconds is the end of the song that actually plays when I go to do the break. Like when I hit the button to turn the mic on, it plays a few seconds of the song to wrap it up, and then I talk, and then I'm hoping it's enough that, or it's short enough that it's long enough that you guys hear it and you're like, "Ooh, I want to hear that song." You go check it out. That's why I tell you, Bethel Music, the folks on the video, but it's short enough not to mute that few, because on Facebook they'll mute it if you don't have a streaming license, and I don't have a video streaming license. So I have the music streaming license through our server, but I do not have a video streaming license. I want to get one, but that's not cheap, so I'm gonna have to do it someday. Just haven't done it yet. Well, we're wrapping up our morning. Make sure you tune in at noon. Well, stay tuned. I mean, we got Pastor Ryan coming up in the next hour. Actually, in the 9 o'clock hour and 10 o'clock hour, he's going to talk about homosexuality. It's a two-parter, 2-hour-long discussion. And then in the 11 o'clock hour, he's going to talk. What was it? Oh, no, I don't remember. I looked right at it, too. I was trying to remember. You guys can't see this, but I have my eyes closed and everything. Excuse me. Trying to remember the title of the third hour. Oh, well. It's going to be great, though. They're all great. I got to get him to make some new content. Because even as great as they are, I've been playing them over and over and over again. Then I'll be back at noon. I don't have a clue what we're discussing after 12. But it will, at the very least, be somewhat entertaining, I imagine. Hopefully a little educational. Hopefully uplifting for you and anyone else who might listen. Right now, we are going to get back to the music. I hope you'll go check out the video at God'sLoveLive.com, on our YouTube, on our Facebook, whatever. And I hope you enjoy this one. It's for King and Country, coming right up with Relate. Oh, man. I know it probably doesn't seem like it, but this is exhausting. It's super rewarding anytime somebody actually shoots me a message and says, "Hey, heard your show," or "I watched your show," or whatever, and I heard what you said about whatever verse, and I had this thought, and when you share with me, it's super. Oh, that's the other thing I should do. I should put like the email link up in the corner or something. I got to do something about that background. I mean, it's nice, I've got this sign back here, over there. This is my happy place, it says. And it is. I love my life. Of course, my happy place is slightly happier place when the grandkids are here, even when they're trying to kick me or the wife out of bed. They'll come in and squeeze between me and her and kind of start pushing. Merlin especially, he'll start pushing. And one of us ends up having to leave the bed. My wife oftentimes makes that sacrifice because she knows that if I come out and lay down in the living room, 10 minutes later they're out here crawling on top of me wherever I'm laying. I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's one of my favorite things in the world that my grandkids are so, like, we were video chatting yesterday, and One of them was like, I want to go to Pappy's. I want to go to Pappy's. And I don't like that they're upset, but I definitely love that they're constantly talking about how they'd like to be here. All right, so I definitely want to get into this story again, but it is an extremely long one. So I'm going to make a separate video. This video I'm going to put together and post, and then I'll make a separate video that I'll do the best I can to condense it, because although I don't really script things and I don't really plan these shows very much ahead of time, I want to do just that with this, because I don't want to screw it up. It's so important. So I'm going to get this video up, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to plan the next video, kind of come up with how I want to do it, and then I will post a video, hopefully also later this afternoon, telling you the story of God's Love Live from its inception to where it's at now, which is a big part of the story of me and who I am, in my maturity level and my understanding of God's will in my life, and trying to follow that will and be the man that he wants, the man that he knows I can be. So I'm going to leave you with this, and it's a passage from Jeremiah, if I can find it. Might take me a minute, even though it's has a lot. Let's see, is it further back? No, it should be. I think I went back too far. Nehemiah, no. Chronicles, no. Samuel, no. All right, listen. Jeremiah is one of the tougher ones for me, apparently. Okay. Maybe I missed it somewhere, huh? Poetry? No, it's not part of the poetry. Here we go. It's right after Isaiah. Now, it's going to take me a minute. I think it's Jeremiah 7. While I'm looking it up, because I hadn't thought about this until just now, while I'm looking it up, I will say, yep, Jeremiah 7, and we're going to start in verse 12. This is very important to me, and I'm going to tell the story of why in the next video, because it has to do with my son Bobby, and has to do with what was going on with him at the time that he decided to come home for help. But I want to leave you with this, and I hope that it'll entice you to watch the next video to find out why I feel like it's so important. Chapter 7, verse 12 of Jeremiah. Go now to the place in Shiloh where I first made a dwelling for my name, and see what I did to it because of wickedness, because of the wickedness of my people Israel. While you were doing all these things, declares the Lord, I spoke to you again and again, but you did not listen. I called to you, but you did not answer. Therefore, what I did to Shiloh, I will now do to the house that bears my name, the temple that you trust in, the place I gave you and your fathers. I will thrust you from my presence, just as I did all your brothers, the people of Ephraim. Jeremiah chapter 7, verse 12. And my son, right before going to rehab, told me, I feel like he's calling me. And I said, okay, are you going to answer the call? And he did. He went to rehab, gave his life to Christ, rededicated his life to Christ, whatever you want to call it, while he was there. And then, but that's not the end of the story. That's not the rest of the story. If you want to hear the rest of the story and how that has evolved for me over the last year, make sure you tune into the next video, which will be, I'll be making it right after breakfast, man. Maybe I'll do it live. No, I'm not doing it live. I'm not there yet. I'm not ready to do a live video yet. We'll see what happens, but not yet. God bless you. You know what? If you wouldn't mind, let's pray together. I'm going to take my hat off, so close your eyes. Let's pray together real quick as I send you out. I want to bless the folks that, whether you're watching this video right away when I post it during the premiere, whether you're watching it 2 years down the line. Lord, thank you for anyone and everyone who sees this, and please open their hearts to what you've said through me, what I've said in this video, what we've talked about. Open my heart to whatever it is you're trying to teach me through doing this. Help me to be committed to the mission that you've placed me on, no matter what. I'm all in, Lord, and I'm hoping that you'll bless that, and I'm counting on you blessing it because you said you would, and I feel like that it's the right path that you have opened for me. And if I'm wrong, well, slam the door and let me know I'm in the wrong place so I can move in the direction you want me to. And Lord, I want you to be with all the people who see this and hear this. Be with them. And for all of us, show us the places where we are lukewarm and weak. Give us strength in that weakness. And set us aflame each and every day, passionately in our heart of hearts, for your will, Lord, to serve you and to love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you. Let me know what you think. Chuckles at godslovelive.com. Have a great rest of your day. I hope you watch the next video I will be posting later today.